Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
A big boy summer here bringing you our part 2, hot or not, of my isekai life.
This anime took a really different approach to being a hero. The whole series is really based around the blue moon of salvation and the things that they're doing, and the whole time Yuji is accidentally roaming into the correct direction of danger and foiling all of their plans. So it's very odd that it's not like he's been told that this is the organization that needs to be taken down, these are the things that they're planning. He just accidentally falls into all of them, and most of the time it's because he's trying to find food and ends up smack bang in the middle of some mess.
I kind of disagree with you. Yes, it seems mostly accidental and it's true, but because of the way that Yuji actually is, he's been keeping tabs on all the places that he has left, all the times that something seems a bit wrong, and it's kind of made him move this way, I think, slightly, because towards the end he was actively pursuing it. During the beginning, yeah, the first city was a fluke, and then when he heard that they existed, he knew what to look out for, and then when they came after him, he went after them. It was a series of structured coincidence, but I'm not gonna lie, it did seem comical and accidental most of the time.
So I just want to talk about quickly Tina and Lisa. I don't know if you remember them. They're the two girls that Yuji was with for a short period of time.
Yeah.
I hated these two girls because I didn't understand what they were doing joining up to fight that big massive dragon when they had hid from a much weaker earth dragon. And then they had the nerve to even say like, oh, it doesn't matter because as long as we sign up we get like credited for killing it even if we don't really do anything. So it was like they were plotting to be really shitty. They're like leeches and they're not fit to be adventurous. They're not trying to work on their skills or become stronger. They're just trying to leech off of stronger people and then just take the credit for their work. They even said at one point, oh, don't worry, Yuji will sort it out. Like, they have no behavior.
Yeah, Ruka, you're right. They were very shameless in the way that they acted. And also, what really irked me, I mean, I don't hate them. Remember at the beginning when they first met Yuji and they realized he was a tamer? And then they were like, don't worry, we'll look after you, we'll protect you. I was like, nah fam, you're not protecting no one. You can't even protect yourselves. They fell into that trap quite easily. They got scared and then they didn't even notify their team member that they were going out on the mission by themselves. Do you get what I mean? It was, I get what you say, but they were young, so I guess they might learn from this. Plus they did do some good things when they got that power up in the battle at the end.
Again, leeching off of somebody else's power. And on top of that, they had another party member who they knew his background. They literally said, oh, all of your party members end up dead, and still went off into the woods with him. Like, come on. I just can't. You're adventurers.
And like, survival is key when you're an adventurer. So like, you don't put yourself in situations where you can't survive. And they literally walked with a guy that obviously gets their parties killed. But it was funny, but in the reality of things, them two died first in the party.
Right. I also like the way that spells can be layered in this to make things stronger or to add multiple different spells together. I really like that of the magic system.
Yeah, the magic system here is fantastic. It only seems like the sages are the ones that can layer them up or multiply them or increase their strength in intensity or whatnot. So there's so many different volumes and different dimensions to the spells that it seems quite infinite. Even in the boss battle at the end when he was facing the other sage, which was flipping fantastic by the way, you could see that even though Yuji's new at this relatively, the old sage could do similar things, and it made the fight actually have stakes because Yuji's never faced an opponent like himself before, and he did really well, I think.
I have to agree with that. I would say though that Yuji has really no personality. It was really lacking. It was strange as well. I mean, he's the main character, but I felt like every other side character had way more personality than he did. For the character development with Yuji himself, I would say that they didn't even bother.
Oh, Ruka, no. You can't do that. Look. I agree with you. Yuji had absolutely no personality. I get that. I agree. Remember, I said in our first part that I hate characters like this normally. So people like Yuji, people like Bam, people like Sasuke for most of, Naruto. So like, I get what you're saying. However, when Yuji got to that town when it had to do with food, Yuji smiled. Yuji was happy. Yuji ate food. Bam. Everyone can relate. Look, listen, yeah. Everyone can relate to that. Look, you can have the worst day, but a good cooked meal, and you're happy as rain again. And Yuji had that. So I can't strike him off entirely.
That's ridiculous.
Yuji's my boy, because me and Yuji understand that the stomach is the most important part of the body unit.
Okay, whatever. I liked the guild setup that they had going on. The Adventurers Guild had concern over the missions that people were taking. They would give extra advice and information and warnings about other nearby mobs that might interfere in their mission. I haven't really seen this in a lot of Adventurers Guilds when I'm watching an anime. And then on top of that, they also had a reporting system for monsters acting strangely so that they could actually send in a team of investigators just in case, to make sure that nothing strange was going on and to have like a preemptive strike really when it came to it. And I've never seen this with an Adventurers Guild before.
Yeah, it's true. That little quirk right there, the one about sending the investigation team, I thought, oh my god, that's genius.
Such a good idea.
You've actually purposely made it so that monsters can be updated. You've made it so that monster knowledge is actually spread. You've made it so that you get the top information that you can. And having a network like this where it's centralized, this is how things are supposed to be run. As soon as new information comes, people are supposed to know about it straight away, and they disseminate that information throughout the guilds as well.
Father Style. He is the person we met in episode 1. First of all, we find out that he actually made the original Blue Moon of Salvation, but he had it as the Blue Moon Church. As it got bigger, Walter joined and worked his way up to be the right-hand man. Decided to burn down the church, kill a bunch of people, and take over and chase off Father Style. Walter is obviously a religious fanatic, and he changed the name of the church to the Blue Moon of Salvation, and also changed the goal of it, which is to do a cleansing. I mean, again, we've seen this in real life multiple times with religious fanatics doing these cleansings, which always lead to many deaths.
Most of the time when big organizations become big, they end up becoming corrupted. They have the noble goals at first, and then over time, as more ideas come into it, they realize that they can make more money, they can control more people, that kind of situation. Let's look at the analogues in the real world of the Blue Moon Church to the Blue Moon Salvation. I'm just saying that, let's be fair, everyone expected this to happen. The one thing I have to say that the anime did not make clear is, are people worshipping the Blue Moon Church? Or are people worshipping the Blue Moon Salvation? Because the Salvation seemed like they wanted to be a clandestine group. And the church, Father Style is the father, but is he part of the Blue Moon Church? Or is he part of some other church because the Blue Moon Church died? I don't know. But if they were a bit clearer with that, I think it would have added more lore and been a better storytelling, because they didn't really focus too much about the day-to-day running of the religious beliefs of the people. They focused on this clandestine group that not a lot of people knew about. So all of these guys are getting saved, but they don't even know they're being saved from what. I would have liked the anime to talk more about that, since they brought up the imagery of religion and so on and so forth so much.
Yeah, they did kind of rush through the explanation, but I don't think that Father Style is a part of any religion at the moment. He's literally just following God and trying to correct the mistake that he made, which was ignoring the first divine intervention that he had. He ignored it, and that's what ended up costing so many people their lives and allowed Walter to take over the church in the first place. He doesn't have anyone behind him. It was just him and that one guy, and he's just trying to sort out the mistake and listen to God this time. But like I was saying, poor Father Style, he has no luck. He got backstabbed by Walter, his right-hand man, and then he gets backstabbed again, but by a kid this time. That's shameful. So Walter sacrificed his life to raise the sage. And this was the first time we actually saw Yuji worried. The sage was raised to cleanse the world, and it did really feel like Yuji had met his match because his MP was running out. The sage wasn't relying on something like MP. He could just keep going, really. During a solo eclipse, he ended up getting a divine judgment power, which helped him attack the sage.
Yeah, everyone likes a good hacks at the right time. Everyone likes a good hacks at the right time. Because I'm not lying, Sage had Yuji bad to rights. There was no way that Sage should have lost that. Sage gave Yuji so much time to reminisce about the past and look about what's going on in other cities. Yuji should have been deaded. I said it, that fight was a little bit hacksy, but hey, it was a really good fight to watch.
It was a really good fight to watch, and the sage was really smart because he made Yuji split his focus by sending a bunch of monsters into the town, but Yuji managed to power up all of the adventurers that were fighting so that he didn't have to actually split his focus and could concentrate on the sage himself. The fighting was really good, but they did take fighting fire with fire to a little bit of a far extent. I mean, come on, that was a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, Hellfire decimation. Like, bruv, like, where was the water? Where was the frost? Come on, guys. You know how Pokemon works. Fire beats ice, but somehow, you know, water beats fire. Like, come on, guys. You know how it works.
But after Yuji won, the Blue Moon of Salvation didn't give an F. They were just like, oh, we've got something worse. Or better. That is going to destroy the entire continent. So they've already set us up again for a season 2. And also because of this, there's no more hiding for Yuji. He has been outed and now everybody knows who he is, knows his name. You're famous, bro. Get with it. And
it's not just Insta famous, which we would like to be, so make sure you follow Bomb Anime Insta. The thing is, yeah, the sage said it. There's a cycle of bigger and badder monsters coming out, and you're gonna always keep fighting, and one day something's gonna overwhelm you. Yuji does his thing. He hears that something's going on. He already knows about it. He's got slimes in all places. Like, for me, I was watching this thinking, Yuji's only got 10 slimes. How's he got bare slimes somewhere else? And Ruka pointed out, yeah, you only see about 10 slimes, but really and truly, he's got slimes all over the gap. He must have hundreds. So I was like, bruv, Yuji is the best, like, Pokemon trainer there is.
And it also felt like they wanted to be tamed by him.
Yeah.
Which was really strange. And the slimes are really cute.
I really like the fact that all the slimes have different personalities. That, again, we mentioned in part 1, but it actually makes you entertained throughout the whole show, because even while facing danger, while facing peril, you're still hearing, okay. You're actually thinking, oh, this is real. And I liked it. The realism was good. The characterization was good. Yuji's not a great character, but he's a great character.
Okay. I liked what he did, but his characterization was nil. Oh, also, what I liked about Yuji actually as a character is when he was fighting the bad guys, he didn't just wait for the big transformation. He was ready to kill it before it even got to full power, especially when it came to the dragon that was like trying to power up over a couple of days. He was just like, nah bro, gonna kill it right now. Thank you for showing us that. I needed that in an anime at least once.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Dragon Ball Super, where Goku gets a real power up and Jiren could have killed him bang to rights like in 2 seconds, but Jiren was like, nah, I want to fight him at his strongest. No, you fool! Kill him now! Like, do you get what I mean? What are you doing?
A win is a win.
The fight was sick, but as I said, the realism is mad. Yuji is just like, nah, we're doing it now. Slides, where are you? What are you doing? What's going on? Alright, cool, go do this now. Boom, I loved it.
So, what do you think about it overall? Was it hot or was it a waste of time?
I already said it was hot from episode 1, and it's still been hot for me. 100% recommended. Definitely go watch My Isekai Life.
Now, again, like I said, the character of Yuji could have really been worked on, and even the slimes, like, they got away with not characterizing any because there's so many of them. Any of the comments can come from any of them. So, like, I would say character development was really bad on this one. However, I really enjoyed the anime. It was really good watch. It was entertaining throughout. So hot.
So don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and definitely check out our Instagram, Bomb Anime Insta.
If you made it this far, thank you so much.
Peace.